Hey there, hope everything is going well where you are. This is our trip to the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, McMillan Greenhouse, and also the Susie Harwood Gardens and the Glen. You can park to visit the greenhouse at parking lot 16A. There's actually some spaces right next to the greenhouse itself. Once you walk inside, you do need to register, though, there at the front desk. When you first walk in, you might think that looking at some of the plants that it's going to be like any garden or greenhouse that you've been to. That will quickly change, though, as you start to walk through that first room or two. And you'll begin to quickly see that most of the plants in here are very exotic and not plants that you see every day. Several of these plants that come from the tropical environments are also epiphytic, as you'll see several of them kind of hanging in the air. A beautiful collection of orchids as well. Just a heads up, I'm not a botanist or a biologist, so there are probably thousands of species of plants in this greenhouse and also out in the gardens. So I'm not going to try and fool anybody by sitting here and trying to recite or spend probably hours looking up the various species online to identify them. So I'll leave it up to you to visit the greenhouse and the gardens and to carefully look at all the tags and identify which species you're actually looking at. A beautiful collection of orchids. The orchids, as I understand it, have been in here. They're one of the oldest collections and have been in here since at least the late 60s. They have an incredible collection of pitcher plants, not only here in the first few rooms of the greenhouse, but also in the open atrium area that's in between this first row of greenhouses and the row that contains the Titan Arums, and also the desert room and spice and fruit room. The gardens actually started back in 1966. At that point, was just a dream. The UNC founder, Bonnie Cohn, and also biology professor Herbert Heckenbleichner, if I've got that name correct, they didn't have a fancy budget, so they basically built it from the ground up to be a living classroom and also a green refuge for the community. It's actually turned into quite a powerhouse for botanical research, plant conservation, and also ecological education here in North Carolina. They harbor a number of rare endangered southeastern species. They also do breeding of world-renowned carnivorous hybrids. And of course they have more than one Titan Arum here. It was in the news not too long ago, probably 2 or 3 months ago, that one of them bloomed. We were not here for that, but you will see the Titan Arum that did bloom, and several of the petals are kind of shriveled up into the side, so it did bloom, just not at this moment. There's an incredible collection of pitcher plants here in this atrium area. Several of these pitcher plants were bred right here in the gardens by Dr. Larry Mellenchamp. There's also a placard which will give you information on the various species, so you can try to match up with what you're looking at. So this prehistoric room is very cool. They have some dinosaur models in here just to kind of get you into the feel and to realize that many of the plants in here have been around for probably that long. The big fern that you see that's sort of a light green in front of you here in the dinosaur garden room is the Rock Tassel Fern, Huperzia. It is one of the prehistoric living fossils that you'll find here in this room. The desert succulent room is also very cool. You'll notice that it is much drier. The fan is basically sucking the moisture out of this room, where in the rooms next door they are keeping the moisture up. So it's a big difference walking from that first dinosaur room into the desert room. In the tropical room, in the very center, you'll find the massive heavy-duty black pots that are sitting directly on the walkway. These have the ultimate stars in this greenhouse, including the Titan Arum, the corpse flower, They have more than one specimen here. They've also given them names like Cadavera and Stinkerbell. When they are not in their massive smelly bloom phase, they sit on the floor here in the leaf phase. As you can see in this room, several species native to the rainforest. It's actually, looking up in this room, it's a bit awe-inspiring. Several of the plants in this room are very large. Outside the greenhouse on the far side, there's also a beautiful butterfly garden. After we left the butterfly garden at the greenhouse, we went to the Van Landingham Glen. Almost every plant and tree that you see here in the glen is native to North Carolina, with one exception, the rhododendron, which they've added. Quite beautiful. The glen is also the site on Saturday mornings. They have nature therapy walks, where you can get a curated experience based on the Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, which means forest bathing, to help the visitor slow down and tap into your five senses. So be sure to come out here on a Saturday, and if you're had a stressful week at work, you can come out and truly get relaxed. So you can see the bridge. So this turtle was sitting right next to the path, and he didn't seem bothered at all, so he must be very used to people coming by. So after we left the Glen, we went to the Susie Harwood Gardens. Unlike the Glen, the Susie Harwood does contain non-native species. It blends native Piedmont plants with non-native cold hard specimens from the world. Definitely gives you a feel more of the Pacific Northwest being here in the Susie Harwood. These gardens are also curated to be interesting 365 days out of the year, remaining vibrant and colorful, even in the dead of winter. So we'll spend the next couple minutes just getting lost in the beauty of the Asian garden and pond area. This is a memorial to the tragedy in 2019 that occurred here on the campus of the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. where there was a mass shooting and honors those who died that day and also those who were injured. The students have created some truly beautiful messages here on stones, which they've placed inside these vertical rails.
The bunny.
As we approach this meditation spot here in the Asian garden, I'm going to sign off on my narration. I appreciate you coming along. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and the notification bell to get more updates from my channel.